You know, Robert Guerrero is done in my opinion, and when I say done on world championship level. He's just a one-dimensional, come forward, volume puncher, pressure fighter type of fighter now. Danny Garcia is the new 147-pound welterweight champion of the world. Is it me, or did that arena look empty? It looked like there was a lot of people in the sections that were televised, but when it comes to like the upper levels, it looked like they just darkened the arena. People I've seen in attendance was Showtime Steven Espinoza. Of course, Keith Thurman was commentating. Sean Porter was also there. Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter is fully officially official now. Amir Khan, the number one contender for the WBC, was there, and he's saying that he's got his eye on the winner, which is Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia actually showed something different this fight, than we've seen in previous fights, and that was footwork. Danny Garcia had to move around a lot because of the pressure fighting, the pressure fighting, and the come forward of Robert Guerrero. I'm watching the end of the fight now, and truth be told, I expected Robert Guerrero to likely get knocked out, but he actually showed somewhat of improved defense. T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. You had Mayweather, who was also in attendance, say that he had Robert Guerrero up after 10. What was this, the 10th, the 9th, or 10th round? And I'm thinking, what kind of fight was he watching? Robert Guerrero just kept coming forward, but he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't jabbing his way in. He just was there to be hit. And then later on in the fight, Danny Garcia just started hitting him with clean right hooks. And it wasn't any point in the time during the fight where Robert Guerrero looked like he was going to go down. But now I'm asking myself the question of, where does Robert Guerrero go at this point in time in his career? Who does he fight? Does he take a year off, or does he remain active? And right now, it's about time for him to get a win, a good solid win under his belt. But I'm asking myself, who can Robert Guerrero beat at the top echelons of the 147-pound division? Maybe since Aaron Martinez lost tonight to Sammy Vasquez, maybe he can give him a rematch and try to convincingly beat him to get, a nice solid win under his belt. But right now, the way I'm looking at it, Robert Guerrero is done. And to more bigger questions is PBC on Fox the whole night kept trying to build up Thurman versus Porter, and the winner fights Danny Garcia. I don't know if that's Al Heyman's plan, but according to Angel Garcia, it doesn't seem like the likely plan for Danny Garcia. The way Angel Garcia puts it is, why not quote unquote fight some sulkers, make some money, get your name up, and then fight the bigger names later on. So it doesn't give me too much faith that I'll see Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman or Sean Porter sometime in 2016. But the way the WBC puts it is, Danny Garcia has to fight Amir Khan by June, unless Amir Khan decides to step aside, and he's already stepped aside multiple times because of Mayweather versus Pacquiao and Mayweather versus Berto. So now the question I have is, okay, I want to see Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan too, but for some reason I'm just not confident it will happen next. And especially with Amir Khan saying he wants to return in March and then he's going to fight again in June, I say that he just stay out until June. At least I know that when he comes back, he'll have to fight a big fight. But at this point in time, Amir Khan is kind of on his way to becoming irrelevant because of, he keeps losing out on the big fights against Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. And then in the meantime, he's not fighting anybody to keep his name relevant. I mean, Luis Collazo, Devin Alexander, Chris Algieri. So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if with the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Danny Garcia versus Chris Algieri next. I wouldn't be surprised. That's the way PBC has been doing us lately. It's a shame. It's a shame that with a guy like Danny Garcia, who's now the 147-pound WBC recognized champion at welterweight, it's a shame that we really can't see him fighting the best. For example, can you see him fighting Errol Spence? I know Errol Spence is just like a prospect / contender, but can you see him fighting him within the next year? I think that Danny Garcia is the number one guy at 147 pounds for PBC. And they're trying to build him into being this superstar, but it's just, you know, it just doesn't seem like it's there. And I'm from Philly. It just doesn't seem like Danny Garcia can carry PBC on his shoulders, even though he keeps getting high-profile wins. I mean, let's face it. Outside of Rod Soka, his resume is pretty good. He should have lost to Mauricio Herrera. He shouldn't have fought Rod Soka. And, oh, it just went off. And when it comes to Lamont Peterson, I had him winning that fight, but a lot of people felt that he should have given Lamont Peterson a rematch. But when you look at the fights he's been fighting nice, solid competition. And now it's time to step it up to elite competition every fight. No more Paulie Malignaggi's, no more Rod Sokas. You know, it's time for him to fight. I mean, I'm thinking of names, and it's like, you know, like, can he fight? Like, why not fight a Kell Brook? You know, why not try to unify with a Kell Brook? You know, and I'm thinking it's all in his management. He says himself that he doesn't pick his fights. So, you know, it like I'm like watching the fight. I wasn't too hyped for the fight, but now I'm just thinking to myself, I just want to see Danny Garcia fight top competition. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Robert Guerrero, in my opinion, is done. Please subscribe.